The following preview trailer is not suitable for viewing by persons of a nervous disposition. Switch off your television set immediately unless you are prepared to be really terrified.
All right.
Hell yes.
Hey guys.
What's going on, man?
That is so worth it.
Yeah, that I'm glad you put in that bastard scene because there's a channel out there. I think it's called the Horror Geek.
Yeah.
And he always references whatever that scene. I never knew what it was from, so these were the first time watches for me. And so when I seen that scene, I'm like, yes, because I've seen him play that clip so many times.
Yeah.
Waterbed.
Yeah, Linda
Some of the greatest acting ever.
That waterbed is top tier. That is top tier greatness. My God.
Yeah.
I didn't realize though, like after going through like on pieces, that's Bruce Lee, that kung fu scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The guy that
absolutely.
used to do the whole Bruce Lee movie.
We'll get to that with the producer of that film, of why that's
there's a whole story behind why he showed up in that one scene.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, man. Yeah, today it's gonna be another. This is episode 2 of Versus. So we're doing New York Ripper versus Pieces, and man, it's pretty damn close for me. I got to be honest, but I mean, if I had gun to my head, I got to pick Ripper. So it's me, Anthony, and I guess I need to arrange that a little bit. I can do this, and I can do that. Well, Gizmo ain't here yet, so
We got this, Darren. No problem, buddy. Got it.
Yeah.
Handicap.
Like I say,
or actually, I can do
Gizmo will
that.
just show up anyway.
I can do that. Yeah, there we go.
Do the hot tag.
So Chris C, Darren, and Pops is going with Pieces,
Yep.
and me, Gizmo, and Anthony. Gizmo will be here a little later. We're gonna roll with the quack attack maniac.
Yeah. A whole lot of quacking, a whole lot of fucking.
Yeah.
So,
That one picture in the middle there basically represents New York Ripper. Basically Donald Duck like that.
Yeah,
That's so good.
Silver toes.
Yeah, I take it we're all going to basically be spoiling the films anyway because
This
the,
is a complete
the
spoiler, man.
yeah.
Let's get that out the gate right quick. So
yeah.
anybody that's watching, like, we're spoiling the shit out of these movies.
Yeah. Pause it, go watch it, and
Absolutely.
watch the replay.
It's a great experience. You can do a double feature of this easily.
That's what I did.
Blast with it.
I watched them back to back, getting ready for this. First time watch.
It is a great double feature for sure. Let me check the chat right quick. See who's all in here. Got You got Anthony in here, man. What's going on? Let's go. Yeah, man. You got Holland. What's going on, man? Hey guys,
Hey, man.
what the shit is this? Yeah, man. It's just some sleazy hybrid Giallo slasher shit, you know.
Video nasty greatness.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still banned in the UK, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, Ripper, I've got like an old DVD of from Shameless.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Right.
And it's cut basically, but I picked it up for the booklet and what have you. But yeah, you can't get it. You can't get it uncut in the UK still. I think there's not many films as well now, but that's definitely one. Well, I can't see that changing either.
We got Texas in here. What's going on, man?
Hey,
You got Allie. Hey, Allie.
Hey,
Hello, what's up?
What's going on?
Ghost picture here.
Texas says the panel of pain. Hell yeah, man.
Bring
Everybody
on.
saying hey. And then let's see. Allie says,
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to hearing the explanation behind that random kung fu scene in Pieces.
Yeah, that comes out of nowhere.
Because I found it so bizarre.
Yeah, it was very misplaced. What the
That's
hell
the
was that?
producer of this film. He's known for doing kind of crazy off the wall stuff like that. So
Yeah, man.
really cool.
Yeah, it's just out of nowhere. There is really, I mean, well, unless y'all got a better explanation.
Well, I read something somewhere, and I don't remember all the details exactly, but there was somebody in the movie that was working on some kind of Bruce Lee documentary or Bruce Lee's whatever, and this guy was in that, and he was around for them when they were making this movie, and so they just kind of threw him in there randomly to film a scene, and for whatever reason they left it in. But he was there to be like a Bruce Lee lookalike from another movie or something like that.
Yeah, Bruce Lee. I remember back in the day, my uncle he showed me a bunch of these, you know, all the action movies back in the day, Chuck Norris's and the Bruce Lee stuff. He had a bunch of the Bruce Lee shit too. And I used to watch them damn movies.
Yeah.
But also what I did find out is the director, he was trying to cash in on the kung fu shit too, you know.
Yeah.
Like he threw everything in pieces, like trying to cover all his bases, trying to you know.
I think they were short for time as well because Dick Randall was saying something like the film was only 75 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
So they basically shoehorned that in at the end. Because it's just a crazy scene that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, because he did kung fu films and stuff like that when he was producing them or bringing them out over here. And, you know, just to put that thing in there, that's when I looked it up, IMDb and stuff like that. That's the first Dick Randall kind of.
It's a weird ass little scene, man, because he jumps out and just and then he just
for no reason.
You don't even touch him or nothing. He just hits the fucking ground. I don't know.
It's like the chick hits him and then he's like all good afterwards. He's like, yeah, we're friends and blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay.
I mean, like for me, that's kind of the difference between the films. I find little things like that just elevate pieces right to the top.
It really does. It's crazy.
Well, y'all wanna go ahead and start with Pieces since Gizmo's not here yet?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah.
Okay. Let me catch the chat. I got a couple comments and then I guess get started. Texas says always popping and locking to the theme song. Hell yeah.
It's a good one.
Caveman says, hey there, everyone. Please Christmas slay the like button. Hope everyone has a blessed Christmas, Hanukkah, and blessed New Year.
Same to you, buddy.
Hey, Cave.
Hello and thank you, Caveman. All right. Hell yeah, man. Well, I don't know which one of y'all want to go start it off with the Pieces.
Well, I'm probably the least knowledgeable about the film. Like I said, I watched them one time. So I got some notes here. Okay. So one of you guys want to jump off, I'll fill in.
Darren knows the film like the back of his hand.
Yes, he does.
Right,
he knows every line.
Yes.
This is basically one of my favorite films, and I'll show you. So I've basically got every single release I think they've ever done. That's the old Grind Ace.
Hell yeah. That's a good release.
That's a Grind Ace DVD. I've got a UK DVD that boxed up. I've got Yarrow. DVD.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, that's the Italian, right?
Yeah.
That's the Italian art or Spanish.
Yeah.
Spanish.
And probably the best thing, and one of the best things in my collection is the limited edition pieces. Arrow. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm like a massive fan of this film.
Yeah.
And I think I saw it way back when it was on some kind of DVD compilation. It was really shitty quality. I'd heard a few things about it, like, you know, it was kind of funny and what have you, quirky. So I put it in, watched it like that, and I just fell in love with it completely. Oh, it's Giz.
What's up,
What is
Gizmo?
up,
Yeah,
Gizmo?
man, what's going on, man?
So yeah, I just fell in love with it completely. You've got the director Joanne P.K. Simon. I think he did Slugs in 1987, I believe. After this film, he did one about an alien as well. Pod People, I think, something like that. It's called.
I need to get Slugs. I need to check that film out.
Yeah, I would recommend it. You know, it's a cheesy watch. Like, but yeah, you got Christopher George. His wife at the time, I think, was Linda Day George. She's in it.
Right.
My
favorite actor. Yeah.
Yeah. But you got Jack Taylor. Right. Yeah. Jack Taylor turns up in everything. You know, all the Spanish slashers and Giallos. And he's still alive today, I believe. He's in his 90s.
Christopher George passed away, I think, 1 or 2 years after this film. And and I know that Linda Day George, she did some TV shit, whatever, but I think she eventually got out of acting, a few years after her husband passed away. So he died shortly after this film.
I think they did a slasher together as well called Mortuary. Have you heard of that one?
I've heard of Mortuary.
I've heard of that and seen it.
I've never seen Mortuary.
Yeah, it came out in 81. It's pretty decent.
He was in Graduation Day, but that was earlier.
Yeah.
Weren't they both in like an animal attack film as well?
Yeah, there was in Day of the Animals. Day of the Animals.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I've seen that. Okay.
Yeah, they're both in that. Yeah.
Or City of the Living Dead and stuff like that.
That's one of my favorite animal attacks films, by the way.
And I recognize his name's Paul L. Smith, whatever. He played, his character's name was Willard. He was the big dude, whatever, that was like the maintenance guy or whatever. I remember him he played Brutus in the Popeye movie.
Yeah.
You know,
that's right. Yeah.
And Paul always kind of plays the same character. He just kind of walks around real brooding, whatever, don't say a whole lot, has that same look on his face.
Right.
So,
doing everything like that. It's like, dude.
I watched a crazy interview with him, man. You would not expect him to be the way he is in real life. He's all like sophisticated talking and shit. I was like, what the hell?
Oh, well.
Yeah.
But the way this film started as well is quite interesting because they basically got hold of the director and the producer wanted to make another Last Taste on the Left, like a sequel. But that kind of fell through. And then he had this idea, like Dick Randall basically got hold of the director, had an idea, I think it was called Jigsaw in the early, production stages. And then it came to fruition then, obviously. He's based, the director as well wasn't credited with any of the writing. But he basically did all the screenplay himself. I don't know if you guys want to go around and just have your thoughts, or do you want to go through certain scenes?
I was just going to mention one thing that I didn't know that I found out about this film, Pieces, is the alternate title was The Night Has 1,000 Screams. Have you ever heard that?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool title.
Wow.
I got a couple scenes that I wanted to mention that I made note of when I was watching it.
Okay.
Really stood out for me. One thing I noticed about the killer is there was many shots, whatever, shadow shots, where it's him with the chainsaw, and the way the chainsaw was placed looked like he had a big heart on. And it looked like the chainsaw was like, three or four scenes.
That's some
where the chainsaw was placed just right where it looks
that's
like
Dick Randall greatness there.
Yeah. And of course, I had to mention the bastards. Bastards! It says it 3 times, and the last one's gold.
Yeah,
I mean, she really goes all out that last one. And of course, you got the waterbed kill was my favorite kill.
Hell yeah,
Waterbed kill was an awesome looking shot. And there was that one scene where the girl, after she dies, she pisses herself. Supposedly she really pissed herself, and because she was kind of, I guess the chainsaw was in close proximity. She really pissed herself, and they just left it in the film. They
zoomed in on it.
Yeah. And of course, the final nut scratch scene was unexpected. Not, I guess, for doing spoilers, but And I thought we're going football on spoilers, right? So
yeah, we're spoiling.
Yeah.
You see my intro.
The girl and all the pieces that falls out of the closet. I was not expecting that. Like I said, that got me a little bit. And she was creepy looking as fuck. Whatever, just the colorization they did on the different parts.
Yeah.
And when it showed her laying on the ground, just they did a really good job with her. I thought. So
yeah, it's like 3 different jump scares all in like one flipping scene. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 2 different endings. But
if that guy just walk the fuck up out of there. yeah. It'd been all right.
And again, it makes no sense at all, that final scene. But the opening scene was what makes me laugh, because it's based in like 1942, and they're using a push button phone. I think they got what's the banner on the American football team on the wall as well? Apparently that's that they weren't even.
Whoops.
I don't think they were even founded to like the 1960s. So you can't laugh at that. Yeah. But the whole scene where he's putting together this puzzle and his mother catches him, and then the way he chops her up, and it's just so comical. And he goes and hides.
One thing about that scene, when the 2 cops arrive, these are like the 2 most casual cops to like any bloody massacre crime scene that's ever. They just go walking in there like, wow, look at that, like opening the closet door, like, okay, like it does. There's blood all over the fucking place. Yeah. There's this kid here. There's the mother cut into pieces, and they're just acting like it's the most.
It was just like a random Tuesday. No big deal.
Right.
Like a puzzle.
Like somebody cut themselves or something, like cut their finger or something. This is a fucking massacre, and these cops aren't even.
There's that damn head sitting in the closet, like
open it up.
Yeah. So I probably would have directed them a little bit differently. Like, act a little bit more shocked. I mean, I know you're police officers, but act a little bit more shocked when you see a massacre when you walk in. Probably not an everyday thing in like this nice little area that they're in.
So, with this film, like I say, stars Christopher George, Linda Day, and Frank Bana, who was the priest in Absurd. Am I correct with that? Yeah. So it's definitely a mommy's issue type of a slasher. I'll give it that. I'll say this. Like you say, basically the kung fu dude, the Lee stand-in, as I call it, coming out of nowhere and stuff like that. It's a quick fight. There's a sex scene with this gigolo main character with the boy. She plays the dumb blonde to a T, dude. She's like, I just see it hilarious. He's like, oh, don't leave. I'll do better. You want me to do better? I'm like, this guy. It's like Pop said, the water bed kill. That's like top tier horror scenes.
Oh yeah,
you can't get better than that. Just in all slow motion, she's like there, he's on the side, and then just the knife through the back of the head, like that. That's great stuff. Like Pops mentioned, that ending scene where there's like 3 different scenes and stuff like that. Just 3 different scares, like all at once, and it was just like a disclaimer at the end of that film. It's like, oh, don't be effing around with everybody, dude. It's like, just keep.
Y'all noticed though, like when he saw us through the door to get after that one girl, like he saw us through the door, and it's nowhere near the doorknob, and then he just knocked it open. And also Christopher George, the cop, he shoots the door 3 times, and nothing. You don't see nothing happen to the door.
He does. Like random scenes, like where he's asking
through the door.
He's asking the kid to help him. It's like going, "You're going to help us. We really thank you. We're going to have him help us." His, like says he has a cigar, but he never lights it because his partner won't let him do it, and all this other stuff too. I thought that was quite funny. Like I say, this dude right here, just having all kinds of fun with this chainsaw and stuff like that. Then the looks that he gives everybody, it's like that typical Italian like look where they're kind of staring each other in the eye for like a million days and stuff like that.
And I almost wonder if I know what you did last summer. Kind of got a little inspiration of the look of that killer compared to the look of this killer, because a lot of the scenes I kept thinking I know what you did last summer, how the killer looked. I thought it was very similar.
Yeah,
kind of the Morton Fisherman or whatever.
And the killer looks a lot like, I guess from like Blood and Black Lace in a way.
It does a little bit.
Yeah, I think that was the idea. But you gotta love, like, for me, one of my favorite parts of the film is the character Kendall. Like, is this young kid? He's basically like the cops just bring him in from nowhere, basically, to try and solve the case.
Hey, come help us. Yeah.
I mean, he's more competent than the cops as well. And
that would never happen in real life. Well, we need some extra help.
No.
Let's get this kid to help us.
Yeah. And ironically, he's the one who actually solves the case as well, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But he's like this basically this hat frog. He's pulling all these young girls.
Right. That's the thing.
Like the stud of the campus.
With him.
Yeah,
it's like with the first one where she's getting ready to go to the pool and have a swim and stuff like that. He's all looking at her and she's all looking at him. I'm like, going, this guy was gigolo.
And I mean, they're hot. These women are hot as well. And you kind of realize why they go for him in the end, because there's a male nudity scene, which I don't really like in films. But I mean, that guy was packing, so you can tell why the women were after it.
Yeah, when he gets up with the blonde, she's like, "Don't leave, please. I'll do better." You know, like,
that's so fun. Yeah, but some of the, like, you got Jack Taylor. He plays like this professor, this homosexual professor,
right?
And all the girls are like taking the piss out of him, and but he's such like there's 2, 3, maybe 4 like real red herrings in there, and that it can't be them. I don't know what you guys thought.
Pluto, the Willard.
Yeah, he's just
Willard,
it's obvious.
I kind of knew it was him because they were trying too hard to make it look obvious it was him.
Yeah. And the professor, I think, as well. But did any of you guys guess first time?
First time I did not. No way.
No, I didn't figure it out to the end.
I can't remember, to be honest.
Frank Bennett does a great job in everything he does. He did a great.
Just to back up a little more context about the Kung Fu guy. I found this on IMDb. It says, because producer Dick Randall was simultaneously making Kung Fu films in Rome, a cameo for a Bruce Lee imitator, it says Bruce Lee here also, obviously it's not Bruce Lee, whatever the guy's name is.
Hey, Corey.
Was written into the film, even though the scenes make no sense in the context of the rest of the film. So why they threw it in there, I have no idea. But I love it, though. I think it's great.
It's a
some random shit out of nowhere, out of left field, Just let's throw that shit in there,
I think it's cool that they use real animal blood and guts.
And then the reaction. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, Anthony.
Go ahead. I was just saying, I think it's cool that I looked up a fact and it said that they used real animal guts and blood and stuff for like.
Yeah.
I just thought that was a nice touch because it does look very real.
I was hoping the chainsaw guy would come out and take care of Bruce Lee while he was doing his kung fu shit.
That's
what I thought was
I
thought the chainsaw was going to come out and take his ass out.
I do love the scene too where the chick's reading the book, out in the middle of the park, and he just comes and chops her head off, and then
out of nowhere,
like a fountain of blood just gushing out.
And he says
that look. It just looks so well done.
You know what he says though too? He says she's like all pissed at him because he's got the chainsaw going, and he says, "Oh, this would just be a minute."
Yeah,
just be a minute. The bathroom scene, the chick's all hiding in the bathroom. He goes right through there, and like you say, in that intro, just goes.
And there's a lot of kill scenes involving water too. Like water is definitely like he kills the lady that's going, for a swim. He kills the lady in the shower. He kills another lady in a bath, or it looks like a bath type thing or whatever.
It's a waterbed, technically.
Is that what that is?
Yeah,
a waterbed on the campus. Yeah, they put it
on the campus. Room. She goes on it, and he just goes right through it.
Oh, so that's what you were. Okay, that's what you were referring. Because I wasn't sure what it was. I'm like, is that? Yeah. Okay.
Remember?
You're a little too young to know about waterbeds. Back in the day, waterbeds were a big deal. If you got a waterbed, you were cool.
I didn't realize that it was. Yeah, because it looked more like. I guess I was just thinking about after he cut into it or whatever.
Right,
that just looked like a big bath or something.
Dude,
okay, it was a waterbed.
That was great.
I think Johnny Depp in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1.
Yeah,
the bed Johnny Depp was on was a waterbed. I think.
Yeah. So. No, that was cool, but there's just a lot of kill scenes involving water. I noticed.
Yeah,
right. A lot of water.
The thing is, everybody likes fucking on a waterbed and smoking at the same time.
Yeah. My first time was on a waterbed, which ain't a good idea.
House on earlier
in the film.
Right? First time on a waterbed is not a good idea because you got to have an extra level of balance on a waterbed.
Yeah, you got to have extra balance.
It took a special skill. So I
got
my Boy Scout badge. I got my Boy Scout badge for that.
You better have plenty of baffles in your waterbed. I remember that shit. But the chick at the beginning where she's like, what'd she say, Darren? She says some shit about
the pictorials.
No,
is that what you remember?
they're talking about the waterbed being installed in the fucking training room.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, I love to smoke marijuana and fuck on a waterbed.
At the same time, yeah. It's just priceless, that scene. She goes up to the professor as well, and she's on about her boobs, and the way he looks at her is just so funny.
The guy played the professor is awesome. Yeah, because he was in was it The Killers 1 of 13, right?
Yeah, he's been in lots. He's been in 30, 40, 50 like Giallo related films, you know. He's done loads in Spain.
He looks like a villain the way he acts and the way he talks, so I can see why people could kind of think that about him, you know. So.
Yeah, honestly, he'll turn up in everything, Italian and Spanish, if you go through a lot of films, you know. But yeah, I mean, you could just roll off and just come out with everything in this film, and you could talk about this for like 2 hours straight.
What do y'all think about the score, though, man? The score, I think, is not the strongest score for me.
It's okay. It's an okay score for this.
And I found out why. So it's like
they did two, didn't they? I think.
There's an international and the Spanish version, and the reason it's they used 8 different. They went to a library for the international, and they're using like 8 different composers.
Yeah, there was a VHS cut of pieces which has a prologue before the credits. So I find that interesting. Now I haven't seen that version yet or that ending yet, but it's the prologue before the credits and stuff like that. Maybe explain what's going on.
The only 2 that I recognized was Stelvio Cipriani and Fabio Frizzi were the only 2 composers I recognized. But
Frizzi, yeah,
there was like 6 of them brought in.
Yeah,
wow. This is a little unrelated, whatever, but this is another cool fact. It says in the only trailer release, this is for pieces, obviously, but the only trailer release, one of the final shots shows the chainsaw killer approaching the camera. As this happens, the same scream from Janet Leigh in the Alfred Hitchcock Psycho. When she gets killed, as the shower scene is used. They dubbed over Janet Leigh's scream for the trailer, for the final shot trailer.
Yeah,
I need to go out and watch the trailer and check that out.
Yeah, and he used shots from another movie he made too for the exteriors.
Yeah, you can tell he used that type of
movie called Supersonic Man that he made.
That lead kid man was the probably Supersonic Man, if you wanted to just do that.
No, the film was seized in the UK during the Video Nasties debacle.
The Purge, as they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it on the main list or is it on one of the others?
It's on the main list.
No, it was seized, but it was never prosecuted or anything. So I guess it wouldn't be on the 39 that were prosecuted.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think. I've kind of mentioned everything that I
another fun fact is during the dance scene. I was reading another fact during the dance scene. I guess Simone wanted all the women to be naked in that scene, but the lady who's like the actual aerobics instructor, who's really an aerobics instructor, not an actress, she's like, they don't normally dance naked, and you know what I mean, that's not how it goes.
Right, that's not how it works.
And he kept pushing it, I guess, like, I want all you ladies to be naked, you know, for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
holding out their hands was like ping.
He refused to do it, right. You know, so he ended up just. It's funny though, because some of the other girls that were in the movie said they were okay with it, but the lead aerobics instructor, the lead dance, lady.
Oh right. Oh, that's right. That scene.
So she said, right. So he ended up just shooting it, with all of them clothed and everything. But I thought it was funny that he literally wanted all of them to be naked during that scene.
Doing aerobics. There you go.
It says here. It says
with a try if you can get it.
The entire movie was shot in Madrid. There was nothing in Boston because there was no budget for second units. Some USA locations were recycled from a movie called Supersonic Man, 1979 stock footage, another movie that Juan had directed. He used some of those scenes and just threw them in this.
Yeah. It had like a $300,000 budget, I believe.
Yeah, it obviously come out cinematically. Sorry, Pops.
No, you're fine. Eli Roth said this is one of his favorite horror films.
Yeah, he's the one pushed it. I seen like there's an option on this version, like that you can actually like, because they theatrically released it. Eli Roth did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can listen to the crowd reaction while you watch it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like the Grindhouse
plays the audio and shit.
Yeah,
that's cool.
They were listening to, but it was
funny.
kind of weird. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna watch it like that, but
yeah.
I think Tarantino as well like praises this film all the time. Heavy Chancey Guess.
Yeah.
But going back to the music cues, like I think quite interesting was he took bits of like Absurd, the same track to Absurd.
Yeah.
And Ring of Darkness as well, which is like
that's what I'm saying. He took shit from a library. They said he took shit from different composers.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit,
crazy, man. But the Spanish soundtrack actually sounds like it was scored for like a silent film, they were saying, so it didn't quite work. But yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, the Vine Theater experience, that's the one you're talking about, Dirk.
But there's
what's going on, Gizmo? What's your thoughts on Pieces, man?
What you got?
I think you said everything, so I'm good. But yeah, I just want to say that this is a perfect film that explains the reason why I don't like new films, because this film, and I know I put New York Ripper higher than Pieces, but that we will come to that later. But Pieces is kind of the essence of what a slasher should be. It's really narrow to the point, and it got tons of nudity, tons of violence, and it's stupid as fuck. And it has some comedic moments in it that I don't even know if the director was trying to be funny in those scenes, like the kung fu shit. But I'm just saying that you will never see this today, and you will probably not see it for 20 more years before we go back and find out that we have been morons for the last 20 years when it comes to making movies. This is how you should make a slasher. It's an underground slasher with a bigger budget, and that's the reason why it's so good, in my opinion.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
It got attacked by the feminists too, though. Like it's been cited for misogyny and all that shit too.
Yeah, I think
the different differences is that before we didn't care about the feminists. Nowadays we bow for them, whatever they say.
Very true.
That's the difference.
There was a lot of like, you had cruising as well.
You got a mouse in your pocket.
I actually have a mouse in the fucking house now. So.
Oh God!
Gizmo's like, don't even say the word mouse. There he is, right behind you.
He's going right for
my
your
workplace. One of my employees used to do that when I worked.
That would be classic if I see him running across the top of the shelf back. That would be great.
What's going on? We got Corey in here too, man.
Corey.
Thanks for joining,
man.
Hey, check out his channel, man. He's doing some good stuff over there.
Yeah, Wilkie's movies and music. Hell yeah.
Talking video nasties,
But Ali is actually saying something on the point here in the chat that I think.
Because it was funny hearing Darren say he doesn't like male nudity in film when he clearly has no problem with the excess of female nudity in film.
Yeah. I don't mind saying it.
Yeah, I'm sure that
was
a
jump
mistake,
in on that for a short or
kind of just see the shadow like in the window and stuff like that. But you see it, I'm like going, okay. So there it is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying that they actually took an experiment on this that's on YouTube. You can check it out. They took 100 girls, 100 boys, and put them together in a room, and they watched one film with nudity with men and one with women. And almost all, I believe, I would say all, but almost all said that they wanted to see nude women in films, not nude men.
It's better to look at, of course. I mean,
yeah.
So, the 100 women that they pulled were all lesbians. That's the thing. Right?
Probably.
The thing is, there's nothing attractive about a naked man. No, even
I really honestly don't think most women want to see guys' dick and balls on the big screen. I don't think most women want to see it either. I really don't.
People care.
But men, men enjoy.
Argento famously said, didn't he, that he likes to kill, nice-looking women because that's what people want to see. They don't want to see, ugly-looking women or men.
I mean, it's not.
Sorry, Anthony. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was done. No, go ahead.
Unless it's Kevin Bacon or
some beautiful bolts in this, Anthony.
Right.
I need to get that started.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point because, I mean, like that's one of the arguments that a lot of the feminists come after these two films about was like, you're just killing all these women, you know. But who the fuck wants to watch a movie where there's a man running from another man? Like, you know, I mean,
this movie makes sense.
He's
He's only killing women. I mean, he's obviously his thing is he's trying to put a woman together.
Right.
You know,
well, I'm saying like
so it kind of makes sense. He's only killing women. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, like slashers or in general, you know what I mean? Like it's more effective. I feel like.
Well, and I feel like it's more realistic too, because like most serial killer men go after women, right? Because there's some kind of sexual arousal that they get from killing the women, either strangling them or stabbing them or whatever. They get off on it. Like that's how they release, because they're fucked in the head. You know, they don't know any other way, so they're just.
I did just watch an interesting one though. It's The Witch Who Came from the Sea. We're going to talk about it on Rotten, but it's a female serial killer killing only men, and
so it's I mean, it can go both ways.
Right.
You can have a woman killing all men, but it's weird if it's like
it's a way different approach the way she did it though, than in the slashers. You know what I mean?
But usually women, when female serial killers generally poison their victims, you know, something like that. They're not going to like stab them to death, or because they don't have the strength usually to take that. So it's got to be poison or maybe an element of surprise somehow.
Yeah, smarter approach.
Just go watch a Jeffrey Dahmer biopic film, and you'll get your fill of guys getting killed.
Yeah,
right. Or Gacy.
John
Wayne
Gacy.
Now, if they're gay. But see what I mean? Like he's punishing her too, right?
Yeah.
You know, for being sexually promiscuous. Stabbing her right in the vagina with the bottle, like, you know what I mean? There's always a sexual element there to it. That's why it makes sense. You know, you wouldn't do that to another man. He's doing it to women because he wants to punish women. Like, you know, that's what's going on. Yeah.
It's not vagina, it's vulva.
The vulva. The vulva.
Vulva.
We are on YouTube, man. Come on.
That's just a part. That's just a part of the bigger piece.
Well, we're talking
if
about
if it was a car, that'd be the muffler
of the jigsaw.
Well, man, was there anything else y'all want to speak on pieces about?
No, I thought there's also the elevator kill scene. I thought that was really cool.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
that was a good one. The swimming pool kill scene where he like hooks her with the net, drags her
in. Yeah.
And that girl almost froze to death filming that scene. By the way, it was really cold, and they say that she almost froze to death in that pool, whatever, filming that scene.
Why is it that always happens in those earlier films, like with Part 4 of Friday the 13th? It's the same thing, you know, right?
Yeah.
The water's cold as
That's right. That's right. That actress complained about that too. She almost had.
And the guy that played, I always forget his name. The guy that played Jason in that movie almost went off the set.
Yeah, White.
Yeah, he said, "Get her out of the water, or I'm walking." You know, so because the director was being a dick about it, he was like, "No, we got to finish this shot. She's laying there about to die in the water."
Right. Literally.
Right. That swimming pool scene though is so funny because, like, they get obviously, you know, the killer gets away and they question the professor about the killings, and he basically got to say, you know, this was done with that chainsaw, and as if the police didn't know. Or, oh man, you know, bits like that, man.
Yeah. I mean, there's just a ton of good scenes. You know, a lot of great kills, very well shot and everything. And you know, it's rare that you get like, I mean, besides TCM, it's rare that you get a chainsaw wielding maniac. You know, so it's kind of nice to see for something different. Usually, it's like, you know, a butcher's knife or, you know, some kind of.
You know, they're on a college campus. A chainsaw didn't seem to be the best option. I mean, one, it's gonna be loud as fuck.
Yeah,
you know, if you're in places like that where, especially at nighttime, where you're trying to be sneaking around killing these women, you know, use something that don't have a motor on it. You know, something ain't gonna make a lot of noise.
Right.
But it was effective. But I mean, sound wise, you're not gonna sneak around too much with a chainsaw.
No.
Well, the one time he did though, he turned the damn music on, that loud shit.
Yeah, true.
Listen on Linda Day, Georgia.
Yep.
It's driving me crazy, or whatever the fuck he said. But that tagline too, you don't have to go to Texas for a chainsaw massacre.
Yeah, and I think it's cool too because the chainsaw's yellow. Maybe
Yeah.
pay a little homage to TCM or something. You know?
Yeah. It is what you think it is. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on the trailer. I think it's exactly this pieces is exactly what you think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that trailer is great as well. So
I agree with Gizmo. This is what a slasher should be.
Yes.
There's a lot of elements to this where this is the baseline of what a slasher should be. And I know we've got some other films that are fantastic as well. They kind of follow that formula or whatever. But I know the movies now they kind of go. Of course, they can't be. They can't. They have to be a lot more politically correct about a lot of shit.
PC about
and
it.
that takes away a lot of what they can do that made this movie great. So that's kind of my take on that.
It just works on every level. It works with the comedy. It works with the violence. I think, obviously you're going to make an argument for New York Ripper, but I think it's had the top pieces. I'll be interested to see if people in the chat, want to give their views to say which they think is better.
Some people consider this a Giallo.
Yeah, I think it's a hybrid, and it's a Giallo and a slasher.
It has elements of it. Yes, it has elements of it.
Yeah. What do y'all think? Well, what's the reason that y'all would prefer Pieces over New York Ripper? I'll go there.
For me, it is more of a slasher film than New York Ripper is to me. It's more visceral to me. I got onto this because CHH, Christine Hanna Horror, did his like films that I would suggest you get and stuff like that, and this was one of them. And he mentioned all this stuff about it. And, I love New York Ripper, but this is just more of a visceral film to me. And like what Gizmo said, this is kind of how a slasher should be. That's why the 80s are my favorite decade in horror, like ever, specifically the early 80s. I mean, you get this stuff right here.
That's kind of me as well. And also, this movie doesn't star Donald fucking Duck.
I love it, though, man.
Yeah, it was very. At first, I was like, "What the fuck is this dude quacking about?" But after a while, it kind of became. It didn't bother me. It was more funny.
Yeah.
At first, like it was the first time watch, whatever, and I had heard about it. I knew that part was there. I seen cuts and scenes or whatever.
Right.
But when the quack after a while was like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" But after a while, it kind of grew on me a little bit. There was a whole lot of quacking, a whole lot of fucking. That's my take on New York Ripper in a nutshell.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like Pieces is more fun, I'd say, as well, because we mentioned earlier about the ending to New York Ripper, which we'll come on to.
Yeah.
And I mean, that is grim, man. That's one of the grimmest endings you'll ever see in a film. Yeah. With Pieces, you can just chuck it on and just laugh.
Grim too, shit.
Yeah, dude, I'm just gripping this like the whole time. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Oh, I'm like,
yeah, I think it's balanced out a little bit more though. In Pieces, you get the comedy of balancing.
Popcorn.
More of a fun watch. Yeah.
Popcorn fun, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool.
I will just include one thing that none of you have said that I'm a big fan of, but it's probably just my fetish. I don't know. It's the 80s style of like the aerobic kind of look on the females with the curly hair and the tights and all that. I love that shit in films.
They think they're so fucking cool too while they're doing
it. But I love it. I just
That's probably why I love Murder Rock more than I love New York Ripper, to be honest.
Holy
because
shit.
of what?
That's a hot take right there now.
Yeah, I just found it. I mean, like New York Ripper, I would put. It's in my Fulci top 10, but I mean, it's way down the list.
Whoa.
I can think of 5, 6, 7 films.
I forgot when I ranked it.
Damn it, man. That's hardcore.
I love Dirk's reaction to that.
That's Gizmo's favorite Fulci, ain't it? Or
I think it is.
The Devil's Honey is, yes.
Yeah. I love The Devil's Honey. I had a great time with that movie.
Yeah, me too. I have to admit, I was supposed to.
I didn't expect to like it at all. I don't
know where Ripper ranks for me. It's probably definitely in my top 5, Fulci. But I guess we can get into the Ripper, man. Unless y'all got anything else for Pieces?
No, I'm good.
No, man. Yeah, go for it.
I will just give one thing more to Pieces because I'm on the New York Ripper team. But there's one thing that Pieces does better than New York Ripper, in my opinion. New York Ripper has a killer beginning, but I do think Pieces has an even stronger beginning for a slasher.
Yes.
So I don't know if you talked about that, if I was too late for the party, but that's something I think Pieces.
And by the way, the director still has that puzzle. the puzzles in the movie. But his name's Juan. Is that the director or the producer?
Yeah.
He still owns that puzzle.
Yeah, Dick Randall.
So that probably good for some money.
I think his wife has it. His widow.
Okay.
Sorry, Dirk.
Oh, y'all good? Y'all good? Y'all want me to go with it, or you want to start with it, Gizmo or Anthony? I can kind of.
Will be fun to hear Anthony actually talk about. I never heard him talk about.
Yeah, this is the first time watch for you, you and Pops both.
Yeah,
Ripper. So
yeah. No, I really enjoyed it. I guess you're right, Gizmo. It's not the start to New York Ripper isn't nearly as engaging.
No,
like this. The start to Pieces is just so much more like crazy off the wall. Like you're like, oh my god. But with New York Ripper, it's a little bit more subtle. I mean, you just got the guy throwing the stick to the dog and like, go fetch it or whatever, and then he brings back a hand.
See, I love that shit about Fulci though.
Yeah. But
because it's so fucking like happy time and shit with the old man and the dog and shit.
Yep.
And then as soon as you're getting like, okay, this is cool, this is a little happy moment and shit. Yeah. And then fuck that. That shit ain't gonna be happy.
We're gonna turn it on its head.
The old man. Yep. The old man's just like looking like, what the fuck? You see that fucked up hand and shit.
But I do like I like New York Ripper a lot more just because I guess I think the acting's better for sure. I think it takes itself more seriously, which is kind of what Darren's argument is. He likes that it's Pieces is kind of more goofy, fun, like just blood, whatever. And I think Fulci has a good amount of that, but I just think he's taking the story more seriously, even though there's a guy that talks like.
That's the only thing in the film that's not serious. but then once you get to the end of it, then you realize why.
Right. It's an even darker, twisted type ending. It's just really sad. But I like Fulci's style a lot in this, and like I said, the acting's really good. I like the lead detective. I think he's a lot more engaging than a lot of the characters in Pieces. He really like has me like, okay, I'm intrigued. Like, let's go, let's do this. And I think the kills, I like that they're motivated. Like he's really motivated by something. You can feel like the killer's really punishing these women big time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and yeah, it's pretty messed up. I mean, the kills look great because it's Fulci, so he does gore very well. I mean, like I said, he stabbed that one lady in the pussy with a fucking bottle.
Yeah, and it goes on. Yeah. It goes on for a long time. It's not like, and he don't cut away either, man.
No, he doesn't cut away from.
You're gonna fucking watch this shit.
He slices the one lady down the eye with a straight razor, and you actually see the full effect. I mean, it's brutal. I mean, he's the master of eyeball kills.
He was known for doing that. Yeah, he was known for doing that. So good.
Yeah, he's the master of the eyeball kills. But really, and then it's got the sleaziness to it, just like Pieces does. But once again, it feels like it's geared more towards the story, like moving the story forward. Like it makes sense that it's in there. Whereas Pieces, it's just, we're going to have like graphic nudity for nudity's sake because it's like a fun slasher type movie. Whereas in the New York Ripper, I feel like it has meaning. There's context to it because of the killer and his motivations and everything. So he sees these women doing these, like, that lady that goes to that show and watches the people fucking and then she's touching herself and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
the freaky wife. What's her name?
Topher.
Jane Lodge in the film, but it's the actress Alexandra Della Calle.
Yeah. And she likes a little toe action.
Yeah, silver toes.
She does.
Fucking twisted shit, man.
Yeah.
I'll read a brief synopsis right quick on the that I wrote.
I guess I'm just talking like I assume everybody out there has seen it,
Yeah, we're spoiling the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So just from seeing the intro, I mean, the movie's spoiled, but I figure anybody that's tuning into this shit pretty much has seen these, for the most part anyway. Maybe not, but anyway, spoiler alert. We already spoiled the shit out of Pieces. But so it's 1982. New York Ripper. The alternate title, the title that they were going to go with was called The Beautiful Killer, the Beauty Killer. But So directed by Lucio Fulci. The screenplay was a mixed bag. It was Gianfranco Clarisi and Vincenzo Menino. But that shit got scrapped because the producer didn't like the direction they were going.
Yeah, Vincenzo.
They were trying to add this element of that's actually in another film called Phantom of Death, where there's some tissue deterioration plot, and the producer's like, he didn't like it, so he got Sacchetti, Dardano Sacchetti, to rewrite the script, and got Fulci on board. Ruggero Deodato was originally going to do this movie. I didn't fucking know that shit.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Can I just quickly say,
Yeah.
with what they planned to do, right? So they wanted the killer to be this 10-year-old kid who suffers from this aging, premature aging.
Right.
And what they were going to do in the final scene, they were going to have this 10-year-old kid go in, do a load of killing as a 10-year-old kid, and walk out the film as like a 90-year-old aging man.
Yeah.
That was the main idea. And like you say, Deodato went on and did that.
Right. They used that in Phantom of Death. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good effect as well.
But so the synopsis, I mean, the cast, you got Jack Headley, which is the lieutenant, Fred Williams. You got Paolo Malco, he's playing psychiatrist Dr. Paul Davis.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he's in there. Yeah.
He's in the House by the Cemetery. He's been in a ton of stuff.
Yeah, Paulo.
Hey, Dirk, who's the coroner?
The coroner, I didn't write his name down. I should have wrote it down, but
yeah, he's pretty good too.
Yeah.
I always like a good coroner, and these types of like.
He's got that great line in there. He says that he stabbed him in their joy trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got some good dialogue in there. Yeah.
But man, you got Howard Ross playing Mickey Salinda. Andre Acapinti is Peter Branch. He was in Blade in the Dark. I know he's been in other ones.
Okay.
Too.
You got Lucio Fulci as the chief of police.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, you do. Yeah.
You got Daniela Doria, which Fulci couldn't stand her, and he always killed her violently in all his films. Like,
yeah. So that's the girl who pukes up her whole guts in City of the Living Dead.
Right.
In an atomic order as well.
And the titty cut in half scene, and
it's a great kill.
But
the titty cut in half scene.
So in New York, there's a serial killer of women using a switchblade, razors, and other sharp objects. He is not just killing them; he's clearly leaving a statement as he destroys their joy trails. Quacking while attacking. He also sounds like Mickey Mouse when he talks. Lieutenant Williams gets the help of a psychiatrist, Paul Davis, to stop the quack attack maniac.
That's right.
New York Ripper.
The quack attack maniac. I don't know the voice.
That should have been the name of the movie. The quack attack maniac should have been the name of this fucking movie. That would have been great.
The voice didn't bother me though, because I think it kind of gives it this like this element to it that's like you'll always remember this film because of that voice, and I think that makes it special in a lot of ways. Kind of like Ghostface, with the voice modulator, like the voice, you know what I mean?
Right.
Or about the Saw movies.
Or
you know?
So
you want to play a game.
Yeah, you want to play a game. Exactly. You'll always remember this movie for the Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck voice.
And it's funny.
I find it more disturbing as well, being like that.
Saying. Like, it's funny when you hear it, but what you're seeing happening is so fucking disturbing. It's like a whole other element that mixes your emotions of fucking laughter and sickness. It's fucking
that's a good point too, because when you hear that voice you think, oh, my childhood, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and then you just see him doing the most horrendous things ever.
Right.
So it's a good mix. It's a good combination.
Yeah,
if you want to fuck some people up.
Right.
Like in the head.
Yeah, man. And the score, man, Fabio Frizzi was doing a lot of the scores for Fulci during this time.
Yeah,
but he sat this one out. But I think this score is great, man. It's done by Francesco Damasi. Yeah. So he did the score for Lone Wolf McQuade.
I love that movie.
He did the score for
favorite Chuck Norris.
Yeah, he did the score for An Angel for Satan, and The Weapon, the Motive, The Weapon, the Hour, and the Motive. So that's a few scores he did. But
did The Weekend Murders as well, and Silence the Witness.
Right.
Which is a good album.
Yeah. What do you think, Gizmo?
Yeah, man. What's your thoughts on The Ripper?
I think I've gone into a lot of the great stuff. What I really dig about this film is the same with The Devil's Honey, is that there are some more ambiguous shit into it when it comes to how Fulci look at women. Because if you see Alexandra, isn't that her name, the lead? If you see her,
yeah.
If you see her like
Faye. Talking about Faye, the lead actress.
Isn't it Alexandra? Her name is.
Yeah, that's her real name, Alexandra.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, real name. Yeah.
First, you have that scene in the strip joint where you actually he actually make the women dirty in a way.
Yeah.
And that's not usual to do in films, but later on, he shits on the girl on top of that because she gets turned on by almost being, you could call it in some way, half raped with a foot.
Oh, right. You're talking about the freaky wife. I thought you were talking about the really intelligent chick. But my bad.
Freaky wife.
And I think that's like the essence of Fulci is like he makes me never forget scenes, never forget characters, never forget like. I could forget the story in New York Ripper if I don't see it in 2 years, but I will never ever forget at least 5 of the scenes in that film.
Right.
It's insane.
Yeah, very true.
that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
good synopsis. Yeah, that's very true.
That's like a duck call, Anthony. Sorry.
Yeah.
But what I like the first kill though.
I'm not even gonna try.
The first kill with the chick that she bumps into the dude's car or whatever. I love that shit because she's all fucking his car up with her lipstick on his writing shit.
Yeah.
I wish she's writing.
And I have to say, not to sound like a male chauvinist, whatever, but she has some of the nicest legs I've ever seen in the movie. I think. But I have to say that's the one thing that stood out about that scene. Just being a guy.
Yeah, she was Miss Italy or something.
One of the many.
And a model on top of that, but I didn't write her down though because she's not in the movie. But a blink, it's kind of important. But
have y'all heard
what I like about that scene though is like she gets trapped in the car, and then you think the fucking shit's gonna cut away. Like you see the camera cut away, and you think it's going to another scene.
Right.
Because it looks at a boat.
Yeah.
And then it's like, fuck no, we ain't cutting away. And it's like you're forced. The audience is trapped and she's trapped in the fucking car at the same time.
Like she moves over. She moves over in the car. I like the point of view from the killer there. I've always liked that, the point of view where you don't see them, right? Caressing her leg and stuff like that. And she's like, oh shit, tries to get out the window. I guess what it is, and great.
Well, I love how Fulci does that. Like you know the shit's coming, some bad shit's coming, and you can't fucking escape. You're not going to. Yeah. Like it's fucking.
Have y'all heard about the fucked up fan theory about this movie?
What's that?
I'll just read it out. I actually made a note of it. I'll read it to you guys. It says, there's a fan theory that the hospitalized daughter of the movie's killer is actually the film's true antagonist, and that she is using psychic powers to control her father and make him murder and torture innocent women out of jealousy. This is backed up by two things. Near the end of the movie, while Peter Bunch is about to kill a woman, he yells, "You women are all the same, young, beautiful, and healthy. Why I have to rot to death in this bed in a stinking hospital?"
Right.
Which is an unusual thing to say, considering it is actually the daughter who was dying in the hospital, not the father himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Lucio Fulci was also previously directed The Black Cat, which came out a year before The New York Ripper, and tells the story about a man with psychic powers to make a black cat kill a bunch of people out of revenge.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, that's a good
interesting thought.
I never thought about that. Yeah.
Well, I actually, when Pop said about that actual line that he says, I actually thought twice as well about it because I was thinking that don't really make sense.
Yeah.
But now Pops
Well,
has said that completely
him.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Almost like an alternate personality disorder type of a thing. Where
and the way he changes as soon as he answers the phone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He changes right away. As soon as he gets off, like, as soon as his daughter calls him. So that's an interesting theory. Shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Damn. Mind blown.
But even if the psychic part like isn't real, like what Pops was saying, but what Chris said, I could buy that even more. Where it's like, he's got like multiple personality type disorder. So like in some cases,
done that before.
Thinks he's his daughter almost.
That's another way to look at it. Yeah.
Picture his daughter.
That's probably more close to what it really is, I would think.
Right.
Maybe I don't know.
I think it's more twisted.
It's an interesting thought, though.
No, it is. That's a good theory.
But if you think about it, man, like I don't think Fulci really was coming like the feminist said that he just wants to kill all these, like do all this brutal shit to the women, because the lead, you don't see her later until the film, but the heroine of the story, she has an IQ of 182. Like, why would he create this character? She figures the shit out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I actually think the female characters in this are all pretty good. Whether they're the victim or the final girl, like you were saying, whatever. I think they all do a great job in their roles, whatever they're doing. I think the acting and everything's solid, and the performance.
Yeah,
I really buy what they're going through. So,
but yeah, she figures it out though, along with the lieutenant and the psychiatrist too. But I mean, I think she kind of figures it out first. And that whole dream sequence in the theater, it's kind of like a dream sequence, but it's real at the same time.
That was done very well. Yeah,
love that fucking scene, man. It's
I thought the killer was just going to be the guy with 2 fingers. I thought it's not going to be a big reveal. They're just going to play it straight like that. And then when I first watched it, I do, I'm arguing for Pieces being the better film, but I do love New York Ripper, and I think the whole ending with the girl in the hospital bed and the reason why and all that, I think is superb. It's like amazing. Like,
I also think this is Fulci's meanest and darkest film out of all his films.
Yeah,
I also
can't argue with that.
And I think it also gives a big head nod to "Don't Torture a Duckling," for sure.
It does, yeah.
To me, it was his answer. To me, New York Ripper was Fulci's answer to Deep Red. I
think it's his answer to Tenebrae.
Yeah,
I was going to say Tenebrae come out.
There's a lot of films, I think, like with the killer being who the killer is. It reminds me a little bit of Four Flies. With that person, with that personality kind of difference and stuff like that, because you see different scenes of different characters and stuff like that too. So I think it's a mixture, like you say, of a lot of different things. That's what I like about the film too. So
the reason
he brought this out though.
The reason I say Tenebrae is because it's the same year as Tenebrae, 1992.
That's true. And I like the fact that
that's Argento's meanest film, I think. Tenebrae, no doubt.
Yeah.
And I think too, it's like New York Ripper because there was the Times Square killer, and during the 70s, and it reflects really well in that film the way New York was like during that time. You had sex clubs, you had all this shit going on in that city. It was pretty grimy, it was pretty bad.
It's definitely
Fulci does that to a T, I think, in here, really damn good. So
yeah,
I think with this film, I think Fulci, this was his answer basically to like all the slashes coming out in the early 80s, 80, 81, Friday the 13th, Burning. And he just decided he was going to do it, but do it fucking 10 times or 100 times better, or worse, depending on how you feel. Yeah.
Sacchetti was like saying, because I was listening to Sacchetti about it, and he was like, man, he was having to write this shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like, okay.
Yeah.
But he said he don't like watching the films that he writes when it he did several with Fulci. I think he did 8 with Fulci. I believe.
Yeah.
For like a long time.
Do you guys know if the guy missing the 2 fingers, is that real or is that an effect?
That's an effect. Yeah.
Wow, that looks really good.
Yeah.
That looks really good.
The guy is
it looks really messed up. You know, because they do all these close-ups on his hand, and I'm like, geez, that does look pretty real.
The actor's a guy called Howard Ross. He appears in a lot of Giallos as well. He's in the Killer Return. I think it's the Killer 9 Seats.
He's a really good actor. 9 Seats. Yeah.
Let me get the chat right.
Fingers. Yeah, he's solid.
I'm gonna catch the chat right quick. Let's see. Sean Blue Digital, what's going on, man? He says, "Hey, what's up,
Sean?
Rant of the year last night on that Exorcist 4K steelbook. Rant of the year has to be.
Yeah, he is not a fan of the new 4K of the Exorcist.
Yes,
the new one.
Yeah,
or the 4K.
The new 4K. The new 4K of the old original movie.
Oh, okay. I'm not a fan of the new Exorcist, man. It's
the
new
Believer.
Movies. Yeah, shit, no, man. Have y'all watched it?
I've seen it in theaters once. Whatever. I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna watch it again. I had the bar set pretty high, so I was pretty disappointed, but I do want to watch it again.
As soon as I heard about that dialogue about the patriarchy is blah 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 blah, she has some line about the patriarchy. I'm like, bitch, these two guys saved your fucking daughter, and you're gonna talk smack or whatever.
Well, I was done when she said, "In the name of my beloved daughter."
Oh, I get that.
And like she's talking, trying to exorcise the demon, and like I don't know what the fuck that was about. But
I just hate it when they put that dialogue in there, that kind of shit. That drives me nuts.
Yeah, and I think bringing the mom back, whatever, it didn't really work for me.
And then the way they did her too, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's bad, dude. Like, no, man. There's my beautiful wife, Tasha. Hey guys, interesting.
Hey,
yeah. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Tasha.
That's an interesting stream for sure.
Thanks for just doing a quick stop by there. Yeah.
Let's see, Allie. She says it's not that we as women really want to see a ton of male nudity in film. It would just be nice if it was more balanced instead of it always being naked women we're having to see. Yeah, I think it's kind of cut back quite a bit now in Hollywood with that, huh?
I mean, now it's pretty much that's just basically no nudity, unless it's like artistically done. Like
it's got to be like an
A24 film or something.
Yeah, exactly. To your point, A24. Yeah.
I just watched this movie here. You know, we always talk about how all the comedies and stuff, not to change the subject, but this is kind of in relation to this.
Yeah.
How comedies nowadays are so watered down compared to what we got back in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
This one here is a little hardcore for nowadays. And there's a full frontal of Jennifer Lawrence in this. Nice. It goes on for about 15 seconds. We're talking about everything.
Wow.
And her being an A-list actress, I was really surprised she did that.
She plays the role. Yeah.
But it kind of played into the nudity part we were talking about, whatever. You don't see many films do that, but this one here went all out. If you ever want to see Jennifer Lawrence, watch this movie because it's a full frontal for a good 10, 15 seconds. Maybe more.
That movie,
so there you go, Ale. Watch that film.
I wasn't that big of a fan of that movie. It had some.
I kind of enjoyed it. I mean, I was surprised. I wouldn't expect him to. I bought it after I watched it on streaming.
Yeah, there was just too much of that new age dialogue that was kind of getting on my nerves. That it just kept going and going and going.
The last new comedy I saw that was a while back was Good Boys. I really liked
that. That
hilarious.
I agree with you. That's the last comedy that I watched that I actually laughed out loud.
The drunk mom opens the door. Oh yeah, they're in the basement. Go ahead, guys. It's just doesn't give two shits.
Let me just run through this right quick. Quacking while attacking, Ali said.
Yes.
Great, haven't seen. We got Alfred Romero. What's going on, man?
Hey, man.
Haven't seen New York Ripper in quite a while, but I remember thinking it was one of Fulci's best. Yeah, it's definitely a mean ass, dark, very pretty accurate portrayal of New York in the 80s, I would say.
Yeah.
From what I've heard anyway. I've never been in New York in the 80s. So
and at least the movie X also had some nudity, which I was surprised about. I'll give that movie some props because that
it's just not it's few and far between, whereas back then it was like
there's almost every movie, every slasher movie, like pretty much.
Texas says she was also nude in Red Sparrow.
Yeah, Red Sparrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Jennifer Lawrence.
I haven't seen that yet.
Lawrence. Okay.
She also had a
going back to Alice's point about the nudity and stuff, I just want to jump in and say something quick. It's nowadays, or at least the 25 last years that has gone, I think that all the male kind of movies has been trying to be changed because how the females aspect of the shit is, while we are not trying to change all the romantic comedies for females, because I think most of them are trash because they are treating guys like fucking morons in every one of those films. So I'm just saying that why can't we keep films for guys as they are and females as they are? Like, I miss the days when we actually made slashers for men.
Yeah, I agree with that, because you know, you can have movies. Not every movie has to be for everybody. You know, like, you can have movies that are just geared towards guys, and then you can have movies that are just geared towards women. And sometimes, you know, they mix. Sometimes guys like some of the girly romantic comedies. Sometimes women like the overly sexualized whatever slasher films. And, you know, but there's nothing wrong with kind of keeping, you know, let the guys have their stuff, let the girls have their stuff. And, you know, well, I don't get what's wrong with that.
Like I say, you get, and you'll get those gems kind of films, as I call them. You'll get films like Night of the Hunted. And you'll get, you'll even get an interesting one. It's a Wonderful Knife, which I have a lot of issues with, but it's a good slasher. But, you know, there's some.
I haven't seen it, but I'm hearing really bad things.
It is what it is for a slasher, but, you know, I had fun with it. I like Justin Long in it. That's what I'm going to kind of say about that. So it's like
so. Is there any nudity in that? It's a Wonderful Knife.
No.
And Thanksgiving, there's no nudity at all in that as well. So yeah, it's becoming a thing now, I think. But slashers used to be, that's what you want.
Well, Terrifier 2 didn't have it either. Where in the first Terrifier it did.
The first it had it. Oh yeah.
I don't know.
So you know.
So without wanting to say sexist or anything, but that's what you tune in for, slasher. You know, is women or people, because lots of men get killed in them as well. But you always have the shower scene to look forward to, or the little bit of nudity here and there. Yeah. But it looks like it's being wiped out, you know, at the moment.
Is it like that Jacko shower scene with Linnea?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. We've got all the old films, and we to look back on, I suppose. But,
yes, these guys right here. Yeah, awesome verses for this.
We'll get back to New York Ripper, man. It's just damn. Like, well, I've already mentioned the theater scene.
It's a good one. That's a really
awesome, man. Like,
damn,
I lost my train of thought now. Shit. Anything y'all want to add, Gizmo?
Yeah, you're talking about the cinema scene. That's one of the most beautiful shot scenes in the history of filmmaking, in my opinion. I actually sent some stills today while I was watching the film to my friend, because he hasn't seen the film before, to sell it. And he said, "Oh fuck, I need to see this right away." But it's I think it's it always reminds me a bit actually the whole New York Ripper reminds me a bit like the opening of Demons. I always, when I was younger and I saw those two films, I always, when I started watching Demons, I wanted the opening to last longer. You know what I mean? Before they go into the cinema, because you have that kind of gritty street shots with beautiful lighting, as they do in New York Ripper as well. But I don't know why I love this film so much, but I do think it's because it feels like almost Texas Chainsaw Massacre made by a painter, I don't know, Leonardo da Vinci or something like that. I have no idea, but it feels so beautiful and gritty at the same time.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, ugly film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect description.
Like most Giallos are, really, for the most part, yeah.
And
this one is more than that, I think, than the normal Giallo, because this is more gritty, American style gritty, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, it is, because it was still in New York, right? So
I do consider this more of a Giallo though than I would a slasher. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I do like
this. Is definitely more. I think both of them kind of have aspects of both, but I feel like this is more heavy on the Giallo side than the slasher side.
Me too.
Where I feel like Pieces is just the opposite.
There's more story to New York Ripper than there is to Pieces. Right. So yeah.
And it's got the zoom, what I call them zoom scares.
Yes.
Instead of a jump scare, It's zoom scare.
Yeah, it's like dun, 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 and it hits you with it. Yeah,
that's why those Italian directors, I've always said, are different type of cats. They just do things differently. They film things differently, and yeah, it's great cinematography, everything. So,
but I find it so funny when I hear people talk about New York Ripper. Everybody always talk about the killing, and I know killing is great in it, but you got to remember that 50% at least of the film is sexploitation.
Yeah,
and it is. Oh, yeah, it's heavy on
and
that.
That's something that never get like pushed forward with this film. Is that it's a fucking masterpiece of a sexploitation movie. It teases both the guys and the girls in this film. It goes into the female fantasies while we get a bunch of nudity on the guy perspective.
Right.
So it's perfect.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it is sexploitation for sure.
The film had quite a lot of problems as well, you know, in production and that, because I think Darren Cichetti was brought in right near the end to write it.
Yeah, 5 days to.
Didn't Jack Hadley as well wasn't even cast until after the film was made, so all the stuff they did with him they had to do, after the film.
And
so
let's talk about the lieutenant for a second. He just don't give a shit about. He's so unimpressed by everybody in the fucking movie.
Oh yeah, the detective, he's very old school. That's why I maybe like about him. Like there's that scene, of course, I think with one of the victims and when the doctor kind of shows it and stuff like that. And he basically says it's just another whatever like that. It's like going, okay, so she was this. So it's like, you have anything else to tell me kind of with that situation. So.
Yeah, I can't remember what's that line he says. Your wife was free to live and free to die. I mean, what a fucking asshole thing to say.
Yeah, right.
you know? I mean, he's just an asshole, really. I mean, and he's a hypocrite too, because he's the fucking law, and he's got a prostitute that's the fucking victim at the end. But
they actually, the Alexander Deli Colley's character, the sleazy one with the tape recorder. They actually kind of modeled her on Angie Dickinson's character from Dress to Kill.
Yeah,
they were doing the writing.
It does feel like Dress to Kill. Yeah,
it does. Yeah, yeah.
With the trench coat on or whatever. Yeah.
Right. For sure.
Very cool.
So Anthony, Dirk, and Pops, I'm asking you three because of your wife girlfriends. Do you know if they have seen both of these films?
My wife has not.
No.
Allie has seen pieces, but she hasn't seen New York Ripper.
Okay.
If she wanted, if there was more time, she was going to try to watch it before this stream, but she just didn't have the time to do it. But she'll probably watch it after this.
It is really funny. Speaking of my wife, it is funny because she's not ready for these yet. I just kind of got her into watching like the Screams and the Psychos and Friday the 13th, And the one talk about the nudity. The one thing that's funny is every single movie she's like, "Here comes the boobs. We're gonna get more boobs." She said, "Is there boobs in every one of these movies?" I said, "That's why they're so appealing to guys. Of course there is."
All right.
Why is she going skinny dipping in the middle of the woods at midnight by herself? Stuff like that. I'd be scared shitless to walk out there in the woods by myself. But every movie she's like, "There comes the boobs again." So she notices the boobs in every single one of these slasher movies.
It's like that's a bad idea.
She's not ready. She's not at the level. She probably never will be at the level for this. I think Friday the 13th. We've watched the first 3 Nightmare on Elm Streets, and she's having a little bit more problems with those. We're gonna get through them because I wanted to see Freddy versus Jason. We've already watched all the Friday the 13th.
Oh, Freddy versus Jason is great.
Yeah, so we got to watch all the Freddies so we can watch that one. But I don't think she's ever going to be ready for this.
Yeah,
Tasha, this if she'll come walking through there or whatever. She's giving me eye rolls and shit like this. At either one of these movies, And she did watch some of Pieces, and then she's like, "I'm out of here."
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
No, Allie loves her slasher movies. She's watched a ton of movies. She's watched a lot of stuff that I haven't seen. She'll go back and watch all sorts of foreign horror slasher, Giallo. She'll watch
that's awesome.
Americans. She watches all sorts.
Man, I was watching Christmas Cruelty. This is the difference. Well, same thing.
Back, yo.
I was watching Christmas Cruelty, and you guys have seen that movie. The opening shot is pretty fucking brutal. What he does to the baby, and she's reading her book on her book reader. She's kind of half-assed watching what I'm watching on TV. And as soon as I seen what he was fixing to do to that baby, I had to pause it. And she went, "No, turn that shit off." And so I had to wait for her to go to bed. I didn't find out the next morning what the guy did to the baby, and he fucks the baby up. which is pretty brutal. Yeah. That opening shot, that is pretty brutal.
It's the scene from Inside where it's like a birth scene, and she's like, "Oh, the baby's coming" and stuff like that. I'm like, "Whoa, wait a minute!" It's like it like just shocks the hell out of me.
He just gets a full-on Black & Decker skill saw or whatever, and goes after the youngin sitting in the bounty seat. It's like, man, come on, a little too much, man.
Damn. Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah.
Yep. And
is that a Norwegian film? Christmas Cruelty.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I thought
I checked the cast to see if you were affiliated with that Gizmo. I meant to ask you about that. Being a Norwegian film, I don't know if you had worked on it or not.
It's directed by Per Ingvar Tomgren. He's living in the middle of Norway and in the bushland, I heard. But I met him 2 times. He's a really, really nice guy. He's also doing the special effects, and that's what I like in Christmas Cruelty is the special effects. It's really great with the
best part of it. Yeah,
like that.
The best part of it.
Yeah. Very cool.
I had fun with the movie. It was kind of a mess, but I had fun with it.
Yeah. Nice.
The gore is over the top. It's pretty. If you're a fan, you'll be happy with that movie.
I think if we got a cinematographer for the film, then the movie would have been amazing. Somebody who could have like turned him more to the right narrow line of the story, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It goes all over the place with the fucking 50 minutes in between the killing of the baby and the ending with all the rape in the ending.
Right.
So,
I know.
I think some YouTubers were involved in that as well, weren't they? Dan Shine. I'm thinking Flash features. Yeah. I haven't seen the film, but I think they were in it.
I think he sent a copy to them if this is the right place, and then they are involved with the headless trouble or what the fuck it's called in English. I don't think they were involved in that one, but I do think they did a commentary track on it.
Okay.
And I thought the music choice.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I thought the music choice was weird because the music was a lot of like Southern American rock. It just didn't seem to fit the vibe of the movie. But where it was filmed, it had like a lot of like Leonard Skinner type sounding music.
Yeah,
which I thought was kind of odd for that movie. But
what film?
Christmas Cruelty.
Christmas Cruelty. Okay.
And then Allie just watched Christmas Evil for the first time, and she really liked that one a lot.
Oh man, that's a great film.
That's a staple. That's a good one,
man.
I need to get Don't Open Till Christmas. I think that's the one that
I watched that recently. Really good. I liked it too.
Yeah,
that to me, see, Don't Open Till Christmas is the UK's answer to Pieces. I think it's like same makers. I think Dick Randall.
Yeah, Dick Randall did that. Like, yes, he did.
Why would you walk around in a Santa costume with all Santas getting killed? You're going to walk out in the middle of the night in a Santa costume.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just change your clothes before you leave.
I mean, you got the Peep Show as well in that.
Which was great.
It's some great stuff.
Yeah, it was odd but great. But yeah, I had some issues with it, but I had a good time with it.
Yeah.
That's stuff.
I found something else too. Troy Howard said about New York Ripper. He said that the hand opening was a nod to Akira Kurosawa. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
From a film called Yojimbo.
Oh, and I've heard of that.
Sergio Leone used that something from that film in a Fistful of Dollars.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty interesting. Like it's a big ass movie for Italian cinema. This Yojimbo movie.
Yeah, Yojimbo. Yeah, it's
everybody
Criterion release.
Everybody who talks about films, like film critics and stuff, always mention that this movie is based taken from Kurosawa. But it's like every movie is taken from Kurosawa. Fucking Spielberg, Tarantino, everyone. So it's like you can see that probably in my films without me knowing it.
But so Howard was saying it's like a big film that inspired like a bunch of Italian cinema. I don't know, but
yeah, that kind of it happens to his point.
But he is the most famous for being the most like everybody is inspired by Kurosawa. Okay. If you read about fucking,
I have no idea. I've never really tracked down none of his films or seen any of them, so I have to check it out.
Very cool.
But yeah, man. Something else, Catriona McCall was offered the lead.
Oh, really?
For the
I can see that.
The girlfriend of the Quack Attack maniac.
Yeah.
Oh God, I don't think that wouldn't have worked though, would it? She's such a nice character in
82 though. Man, I like the female that they chose. That, I think she's pretty solid, man. Actually.
Yep.
But and also, so this is coming from Troy Howarth, what he said, which I respect him a lot. I agree with a lot of stuff. I don't agree with everything he says, but he was saying that one of the biggest themes of the film was Fulci critiquing American culture, being dog eat dog type, because there's a line from The Killer where he's talking about that shit. You got to be the best. He's telling his girlfriend, you got to be the best at everything, or some. You got to be the best at something to succeed in America and shit. So, but,
if you ain't first, you're last.
Right.
Right. Yeah, you ain't first, you're last.
And then Fulci said that this is a tribute to Hitchcock. This is his tribute to Hitchcock.
I can see that.
Holy shit!
That's got to be tongue in cheek.
That's.
I had another quote from Fulci. So the eyes need to be destroyed because they've seen too many horrible things.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he always destroys the eyes and shit.
That's a great line. I like that line a lot.
Very cool.
Yeah. Is there anything else y'all want to add to New York Ripper, man? I'm trying to cover everything.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that's really
my notes.
It's like what it's like what Mario Bava said. He's like going, he's not, he was never into horror and stuff like that. He said maybe that's why people love my films that I do on gothic horror and stuff like that, is because of that. I'm scared to watch that stuff. Maybe that's why people are terrified by my content. That's a great quote from him.
Let me catch a chat right quick. Let's see. Got Alpha Romero says naked men are gross. Nobody wants to see that shit. The naked female body is far more pleasing to look at.
That's ridiculous.
I see my naked body every day.
And Texas says, "Yo, Jimbo is amazing stuff." Hell yeah, man! I need to get on that, because if it's in, if it inspired all these great ass films, I got to check it out.
Classic samurai cinema.
Let's see. Wild Wrangler says, Gizmo, you seen a movie called Lake of the Dead, 1958 Norwegian film horror mystery?
Yeah, that's the one I think is one of the best Norwegian films ever made. It's part of that Severin Films box set, Haunting.
Haunted. I know what you're talking about. I
can't think folk horror,
all the haunts or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's from the 50s, so it's really old. So you gotta so it's probably nostalgia for me as well. I don't know, but
very nice.
Okay. Yeah.
But don't see the remake. That's fucking piece of trash shit. It's
trash shit.
I remember I read a review of the remake, and the review dude or woman, I don't remember, said that I don't want to write a review of this, and then it was just blank for a whole page. But it was, that's the worst film I think from Norway. I don't know.
It was trash shit. That's pretty bad.
Trash
that's
shit.
Bad.
Damn.
No, but it's hard with New York Ripper, because I think everything I can, if you ask me a question about it, I can answer it right away, why I love that thing. You know what I mean? It's not like I think it's a perfect film, but I do think it's a perfect experience if you go into it and it's not a subgenre film either, because you said, is it a slasher or is it a Giallo? I don't know, but it's just as much a sexploitation film as a terror film.
I got that in my notes. I got it as a Giallo, slasher, sexploitation. It's a mixture. It's a mixed bag of shit.
I want to add one thing.
What's that?
I just want to add one thing to this, since we're talking New York Ripper, is that this is on my first place of best scans have done on 4K so far.
Yeah, it's great.
Blue Underground's done a great job with their scans. They always have.
I saw it on VHS back in the days, probably 10 times. I saw it on DVD, and then I saw a Blu-ray of it. I never had this experience with a movie like this, where I felt I almost watched a new movie, if that makes sense. It was
it can be like that.
So it's absolutely probably my first place of best scans.
Yeah, man, it's really damn.
I can agree with that.
I'm trying to find the actress's name. What I was going to say that I forgot to bring up. The lead actress, Almanta Suska, the girl that plays Faye.
Yeah.
You know that subway scene with the guy that's missing 2 fingers. I love that scene. But what I was going to bring up is it felt like almost like psychic in a way. Like she has a premonition.
Oh, yeah.
Of the killer. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
And she don't really jump on that she don't accuse him of nothing until she goes and gets more evidence. Like she sees the mark on the side of the building where he, stabbed her. So, but what I'm confused about it is, did she not see his face? Did she block that out because he's her lover? You know what I mean?
Yeah, or anything.
That's one thing I'm confused about. Because also in that cinema scene, you see her sitting down at one point, and then you see these hands come up and grab her in between her legs. It's like, that's got to be a dream. But
I think she works it out far, like from what I can gather, because she goes into the room as well with the little girl used to have a room.
Yeah,
and I think she's worked it out by then, and that's
right.
Just over halfway.
Yeah, she's figured it out then. But then when she goes home, she sees that knife with the tip missing.
Yeah, and it kind of all falls into place.
That's like the last piece of evidence she needed. And
or maybe you're supposed to believe that the theater is just so dark that she can't really quite make out who it is.
Right.
You've been in a theater where
he slices her throat. But like that's the dream part, the slice of the throat. I love that fucking shot when it's like you can see through the cut in her throat, and you see the killer.
Yeah,
I wanted to bring that up too. Sorry,
no, it's good.
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of, I'm making sure I'm not missing nothing because I love this damn movie. I love both of them, man. But New York Ripper, it wasn't hard for me to pick out of the two.
No, me.
But and I'm sure the same for y'all on Pieces. But
like I said, it was the first time watch for me from both of them. So on a rewatch of both of them, maybe it'll flip a little bit for me. I don't know, I enjoyed both of them. So,
I'm glad to hear
both of these guys twice, and it was a hard one for me. But I've been talking to Darren about this for a while and stuff like that, and both slasher fans and stuff like that too. When we did our top slashers, he had Pieces way up there, so. And I tend to agree kind of like that. I love both the films a lot, but the Pieces to me is more of that visceral slasher that I just love about the early 80s. So it's just great stuff.
Yeah.
So I got a question then
all right.
For all of you. So New York Ripper versus Tenebrae.
Oh.
How do you all fare on that one?
Okay, I need to go now.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to go Ripper, man, to be honest.
Okay.
Because I lean to Fulci more than I do Argento.
I do too. Fulci's my favorite Italian director. I'd have to go with Tenebrae. I mean, that ending is
Tenebrae is great, but
that ending is crazy. Daria Nicolodi, that scream. I'm sorry, that's just great stuff.
I probably need to rewatch Tenebrae. I've only seen it once. It's been a while before I give you an answer. But what I remember, whatever, I'm probably going to go Ripper as well. But I need to watch it again before I can give you an honest answer.
Right.
So, right.
I mean, Tenebrae v Pieces would be hard for me to choose between them. Because I love them for so many different reasons. But yeah. But I think obviously Tenebrae would be New York Ripper for myself.
Yeah. I was going to run through this right quick. I got every category that I wrote down. I have for New York Ripper, except one, and that's the cheese factor. I got to give the cheese factor to Pieces, like the cheesy shit,
Oh no, I'll give the tropey 80s cheese to Pieces in a second. Oh yeah, definitely.
The atmosphere for Ripper, the gore is, I would say, equal. The action I got to give to Ripper though, for sure. And the score, like the music, got to give it to Ripper. Cinematography, same thing. I mean, like I said, everything's going to Ripper. Like
one thing that I wanted to bring up is a very minute point, whatever. But one thing in Pieces I noticed, when the college student guy that's helping out the police, he's doing all the research in that room.
Yeah,
there's a really big product placement for Wendy's restaurant.
Oh, that's right.
I saw that. Yeah.
He's got you see the hamburgers, both of them are drinking out the Wendy's cups. It's like, for a movie like that, would Wendy's really want their shit to be
right? Yeah.
Or do they just say, fuck it, put Wendy's in here? But I thought that was supposed to be the old yellow Wendy's cups from the 80s. I thought that was cool.
Yes, that made me like so nostalgic for that.
But I didn't notice though, because I was looking at it pretty hard, and it just said Wendy. So maybe that's how they got away with it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I don't know, baby.
I don't know.
But it didn't have the S on it. You know, I was like, what the hell? I don't know. I'm a weirdo like that. But let's see. Let's see. Wild Wrangler's in here. He's been in here, ain't
he? Yeah.
Okay. He said Chris, Darren, Pops, Gizmo, Dirk, and Anthony. Hello, guys.
How's it going, Wrangler?
Wow. Hey, man. Hey.
What's up, Wrangler?
Oh, yeah.
He joined kind of like in the middle of it, and then he asked Gizmo that question before you.
And Allie says, I promise this is my last message about nudity. Ha. Male bodies are not gross. If you're someone that's attracted to men, you should love their bodies and find them beautiful.
Thank you, Allie.
Allie, you can write as many messages as you want of male nudity. Come on.
Yeah, man, this has been fun, man.
It's a good discussion.
And I always learn more shit when I start digging into these damn films, like, because I start looking up a bunch of shit and I start listening to commentaries and I fucking watch interviews and shit, and like it makes me do that, you know. And
Dirk, you've got to give the ending the Pieces though, surely.
The ending?
Yeah. Would you say got the better ending, Pieces?
I don't know, man. That fucking head gun blast is pretty fucking cool.
so obvious that's a fake head. That's so funny.
Yeah, that shit's great, man.
Yeah, that's like don't torture a duckling. It's kind of that look.
Yeah, shit, man.
Yeah, I laughed when I see that final that head scene. Like, oh man, come on, dude, really?
The spark? Oh, dude.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it doesn't beat someone getting castrated, you know. I don't think.
Or claustrated, whatever you want to call it.
Dude, just like
all crushed, nuts, dick ripped.
That's what he gets. Yeah, great stuff.
He should have just walked his ass up out of there.
Yeah.
So.
But I think it's two films that are hard to like compare, because Pieces is more to me like Evil Dead 2 compared to Evil Dead 1. You know what I mean? It's like New Ripper is more dark, somber, and it's you don't go out of the cinema
tone.
Smiling after you see New Ripper.
It's a different tone, both of them do.
Yeah, you're gonna be sad as fuck. It's a bleak ass ending, man. It's not. Especially that little girl on the phone and shit crying, and you're like, oh shit, man.
It's got to be one of the bleakest endings I've ever seen, you know, like a film of that nature.
Yes.
Right.
You know, Burial Ground's got like a bleak ending, but that's a different.
Props to Brian for Brian Goes Blue for saying that as one of his picks for the year, releases for the year. He highly repped that film a lot. So.
Which one?
Burial Ground.
Oh, Burial Ground?
Yeah.
The 4K from 88 Films.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, there, gents. I'm gonna head out here real quick, but first I'm gonna mention some quick shout out to Trini. He's the one that turned me on to this release right here from Arrow for Bay of Blood. I did not think I was going to get this with a slip. This is an old school slip for this film, so
window box. Hell yeah,
window
box,
cool. It's
an
Arrow
release. Podcast has a lot of those. He collects those.
Yeah, and this plays and stuff like that. It's all region and stuff like that, and this. Trini mentioned this is the best cut of the film so far, so hell yeah for that. And then didn't mention it last night in the stream and stuff like that. One of my releases of the year is this guy right here, Training Day. Of course it is.
Yeah, nice, man. Shout out to
top
Craig.
10.
Craig was mad if nobody brought that up, so at least
top 10 favorite films of all time. And then I haven't watched this yet, but I'm going to give some love to Grindhouse like we've had. Impulse with William Shatner, and I haven't watched this yet. But this is up there. I mean, I didn't think a film like this would come out ever. First time I heard about it was when Grindhouse was going to release it out over here and stuff like that, and seeing the trailers. So very good.
Chris, let me see that Training Day again. What release is that?
Zavi.
The Zavi Steelbook, or it's a box set. Oh, it's a box set. Yeah. Does that have a
I'll show it
steelbook
real quick.
inside?
How'd you get a zombie release over here? How'd you get it from zombie? Are they shipping over here now?
From the site. They did it right before they stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, you got the cool steelbook too. Nice.
Well, damn.
That's badass, man. That's
I guess I have to go shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
But yeah, for real quick, just for pieces for me, for the gore factor, a little bit more to your point in this. I think this film is more visceral, a little bit more visceral than the New York Ripper. Like I say, the score I give to the music score I give to a New York Ripper.
Bastard!
It definitely seems like that.
Dirk's been waiting to do that again.
Bastard!
The ending I'd give to
It's the third bastard, man. It's the third bastard.
Over New York Ripper. New York Ripper is very dark and very depressing. That's probably what I love about that. But yeah, this one I'm like going as a disclaimer to me. And yeah, just like I said, this was a very hard choice for this, but I had to respect my boy Darren there, put some love on it and stuff like that, and pops. But yeah, pieces. But yeah, two great films. Two great films here. So you can't go either wrong with either one of these. You can do a double feature of this so easily. So definitely.
Yeah, I would start with Ripper and then watch Pieces because of the bleak ending of Ripper.
Yeah, exactly. Like detox for that.
Clean your palate a little bit with Pieces, I guess.
Yeah.
Free up a little bit.
And I do it the opposite around because when I see horror, I want to feel bad. I want to kill myself after I see a film. If I go from a cinema happy after I see a horror, then it's something damn wrong with the fucking movie, in my opinion. But that's me.
It's like
that rat just left the house. He's scared of you now.
Oscar-winning performance, you know.
That's what Gizmo's gonna do to that rat.
That mouse, it's already dead.
Oh, you took care of it?
Yeah, the mouse trap killed it.
He has a black cat.
It's down in the basement with the dead horse down.
No.
But yeah.
They are not dead yet, pups.
They're eating the rat. That's their dinner.
Yeah, that's the dinner.
It's not a rat, for fuck's sake. It's a mouse.
Good thing it
Sounds
ain't
like I'm living in the sewer.
We got nuclear rats around here. Them motherfuckers eat through pipes. You ever seen one
That
of
would
them?
have been a fun movie. Attacked by 100,000 rats.
Yeah.
I know there has been, but they have normally been really bad.
Yeah. Good deal. So yeah, great stream there, everybody. Thanks for joining me on today. Appreciate that.
What do y'all got coming up? Anybody got anything coming up?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be on Corey's stream, Wilkie's music, movies and music or whatever.
Okay.
I'll be on his channel. We're gonna do a stream on the movie P2.
Oh right.
Oh nice. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
In the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a Christmas Eve slasher, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Isn't she
on.
famous, the girl in that one?
Yeah, her name. Let me look up her name really quick. I forgot what her name is, but
I'm gonna be on Gizmo's. Now, Gizmo, we're doing the Rock tomorrow night, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I may be a little late. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But I got that coming up. If I get done with what I got to help my wife do, whatever, I maybe do a last five on Brass Channel at 6:30 tonight. I got to check with the wife and see if I'm available for that. I got another top five on my channel coming up soon. Still working out some details on that. That'll be after first of the year. But yeah, not really a whole lot on my channel right now. More than just I got a collection update to do. I just did my Vinegar Syndrome unboxing where I get a double copy of everything.
That's a very good bit, Pops.
They sent me. I opened the box. They sent me a double copy of everything except for two. I got 2 Mother's Days, 2 Untold Story 2s, 2 Extends, however you say it. 2 Eat Brains Love. I got 2 of those and 2 Primal Rage.
Wait, did they charge
each, please?
full time or did they?
No, they only charged me once, and they sent me all the same box. I can understand if they accidentally shipped it to me twice, but all they got put into one box, which was weird.
You're lucky, man. That's a shit.
And I checked 3-4 times. I only had a 1. I looked at my order history. I only had a 1 on each one.
Check the receipt or whatever it had. Yeah.
Yeah, and the price was right for they charged me just one time.
Shout Factory did that for me for one film.
Imprint Films did that one time. I always used to get their monthly set of movies they put out, and they sent me the same set in 2 different boxes one month.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I checked, and I only ordered them once. So
cool.
Nice.
The lady from P2 is Rachel Nichols.
I don't know her name, but I remember her face from the film, but I can't remember what she was in before.
It's called a mouse when it's inside and rat if it's outside. That's what Wild Wrangler said.
Yeah, he has to see the rats in Norway.
Gizmo named the mouse Willard.
He said, "Chris, have you seen Trackman 2007 Russian slasher?"
I have not. Wild, I've heard about it though.
I've got it on DVD, but I've never seen it.
Okay.
Was that the one there? And we were talking about the Russian slasher like a month ago or something.
I'm not sure.
I asked you about a Russian slasher, and you said there is one.
Yeah, it probably was then. Yeah.
I don't dare to watch Russian slashers because when you see their dramas and you see how horror they are, think about the fucking slashers.
Yeah, I bet it's gruesome. Yeah.
Well, man, and we got the Rotten stream tomorrow night, right? So
yeah, at normal time. I don't know your time, but I think it's 7 o'clock for Pop. Are you Dirk and Pop on the same?
We're an hour difference. So
we're an hour
6,
difference.
6 for me, 7 for Alan.
Okay. Yeah. And Darren, you're at 11, 12?
Midnight. So
yeah.
Woo!
So we're going to be full panel tomorrow. I think it's going to be a long.
I've got a couple of definitely got a couple of shitters. Two
I'm not sure.
really big shitters.
I'm not sure I'm going to make the 7 o'clock whatever because we got a Christmas party here at the house tomorrow. But maybe one of those deals where I jump in and just give my reviews and then we pick my 5 for the next week, something like that. If that's okay.
Yeah,
I'll talk to you about it later on. But like I said, I don't think I'm going to make 7 o'clock. I don't think.
As long as you're drunk, then it's okay.
And that's what I was.
There's a good chance I'm gonna have a buzz going on. So
Alan's gonna be wasted. He's gonna be wasted. He's gonna be.
The party starts at 4. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I'm thinking 7 might be pushing it. But we'll see.
Alan's got muscle relaxers and all sorts of shit. You know.
Yeah, I'm not sure how alcohol's going to mix with that. We'll see.
Yeah.
If I do that shit, just cut my camera off.
Like, this film right here is okay. It's this, and
I probably would do a better review when I'm drunk. So sure, I can give better movie reviews, right?
Well, which movie won?
Which one won?
Yeah.
Well, you know which one won, man.
He's the host, of course. New York Ripper's going to win.
Yeah.
I mean, this one's the winner.
We won that shit.
It was close.
Bastard! Bastard!
What do you like better? You like this?
Bastard!
Or some of that?
Oh, it's the bastards all day long. But like I said, it's the third bastard. It's
the
third bastard when she finally got it.
Bastard.
But yeah, man. I guess we're gonna get up out of here, man. It's been fun, man. I appreciate everybody joining. And,
man, thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
Thank you for
thanks guys for coming on.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and,
thanks for having me
I'm not sure if we're gonna be doing anything for a couple weeks or so. I don't know. We'll figure it out though.
Hell yeah, Vinicio knows what's up. He's here. Damn right he knows what's up. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you, Vinicio.
Okay. Oh yeah, team pieces, huh? Okay.
Team pieces.
Nice.
Yeah, I figure pieces. I mean, it's like out of most people, I would say most people would go pieces. But
yeah, New York Ripper is a banger as always. Of course, he's from my favorite Italian director. Absolutely.
I don't know. I think it'd be close if you took
I think so too. In Europe,
all of like 100 people. Yeah, it would be 50-50, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I think in Europe we look at New York Ripper as kind of the perfect American slasher. It's like, I think so.
I meant like for an American audience, though. Like, I would say, I always try to forget about that. I need to forget about that.
I think the problem with Pieces is a lot of people have seen the Fulci film, but Pieces is kind of niche. Oh, sorry, Chris. Yeah, I don't think as many people have seen Pieces. It's only real kind of slashers or horror.
I don't know, man. I don't think too many people have seen Ripper, to be honest. As far as here, anyway, in the States,
Ripper was banned in Norway also for 25 years.
Damn. Oh my god.
Let's see.
Is it uncut now over there in Norway?
It's not released. Yeah, it was released through Another World Entertainment for a point, but it's really hard to come by in Norway. I have the original. I showed it before to you, Darren. I think the
Texas
box set, Fulci. Yeah.
Texas says, "Great stream. Hit the like on the way out." Yeah, man, appreciate it.
Cheers, Tex.
And Veniso said, "Yes, sir." And I'm legit wearing my Pieces shirt right now. Hell yeah!
Oh
man.
shit, man!
There
you
go. Let's see.
He's a true fan.
But yeah, man, it's been fun, man. It's been awesome. I appreciate it, man.
Good, man.
We're gonna get up out of here.
Everybody take care. See y'all soon.
Guys. Peace out.
Have a good one, guys.